Hello, my name is Joe Esposito and I live in Owasso, Oklahoma. And the reason I'm here today is we're going to do a presentation concerning wireless microwave radiation. And it affects certain people a certain way, some more than others. I'm one of those people. And so I carry 2 doctor's letters and a lawyer's letter explaining that to whoever is interested in reading those, maybe if they're concerned the way I'm dressed. But what this is this is protective clothing. Just like you protect things, that's what this clothing does. There's a certain amount of people that are very sensitive to this radiation, and it's cumulative after time. And so I was in the Marines and I did radars, so I was very much exposed to all this radiation, which probably damaged me to start with, and so I've got to protect myself now. And so that's why I dress like this, and that's why I wear this clothing. It's because it protects me. And the thing about, we'll explain in the documents, the thing about this radiation is it started out like, we'll say, the Germans called it microwave sickness, and then it kind of took another step, and people say it's electro-hypersensitivity, and then there's another step where we are now that's showing that electricity was meant to be inside of wires, and all wireless is raw electricity being blasted at us. That's why you see all these cell towers with all these big black wires going up to the top of them. And so it's just raw electricity, so we're being subtly electrocuted. Well, everybody's being affected. It's just some people that have been exposed more to it, or maybe have some physical challenges, are more sensitive. And so I just happen to be one of those people. Good morning. My name is Joe Esposito and I live in Owasso, Oklahoma. And today's July the 28th, 2016, and we're going to do just a little documentary video concerning St. John's Hospital here to our south and their communications antenna. And so I did antennasearch.com that is a good resource to be able to do. Here there's 20 towers and 60 antennas in a 4-mile radius of where we're standing. And they have pictures to show you the cell towers, and then they have also pictures to tell you the antenna locations. So you can kind of look and just see where those are located. And what we're trying to document today is this microwave radiation, and the problem with it is it penetrates people's homes. And so what's interesting, when I did this search, it even shows you here that my nearest antenna is St. John's Owasso Hospital. So it actually lists it on their documents here. So I'm going to tell you my 8 reasons for making this St. John's Owasso Hospital video. Number 1, since November the 7th, 2012, our family became aware of the unseen world of man-made wireless microwave radiation, in which we have all been gradually immersed without our knowledge, and more importantly, without our consent. 2, this wireless microwave radiation was first described in 1932 by the Germans, who did the first scientific research and discovered that this was the cause of what's known as microwave sickness in humans. The presence of this man-made microwave wireless radiation has been reported, studied, and scientifically documented from that time until July 28, 2016. 3, a scientific naval military document was published in 1972, which includes 2,300 studies reporting 5 pages of health problems which stem from this type of man-made wireless radiation. 4, today I want to document the origin of one particular source of this radiation emanating from St. John's Hospital, Owasso campus, our neighbor 1,000 feet to the south, which continuously penetrates my house located at 10110 North 124th East Avenue, Owasso. 5, I own an HF analyzer meter which detects this type of radiation, and today we will drive around the hospital grounds and confirm the various physical locations from where it originates, documenting both the intensity of the signal and the direction in which it travels. 6, it is my assumption that St. John's Hospital is not aware of what is occurring 360 degrees around their facility, just as I was not aware of the problem back November the 7th, 2012. And I would further assume that St. John's, an institution which exists to promote health and restoration of the sick, would not want to cause physical harm to its neighbors and certainly not to its patients who have entrusted themselves to their care. So with my meter in hand, my friend and I will set out to be good neighbors to all our neighbors who are similarly affected by this man-made wireless microwave radiation, and hope that St. John's Hospital, upon learning this vital information, will be inspired to do the same, be a good neighbor. 7, my purpose then in making this short video is not only to educate my neighbors about the dangerous conditions in which we've been living and continue to live, but more importantly to bring this information to bear on those with the decision-making authority at St. John's Hospital, such that we would understand such that they would understand the absolute necessity to do away with the 24/7, 365 transmission of man-made wireless microwave radiation, not only for the health of our families, but as well for the health of those generations yet to come. 8, all supporting documents, including those from military, medical, and scientific experts, setting forth factual data on which the claims in this video are based, as well as those setting forth evidence of harm, will be made available at a later date. Thank you. Again, my name is Joe Esposito, and my phone number is 918-274-8111. So what we're going to do at the moment is we're going to just orientate you to the meter. This is a gigahertz solutions from Germany. It reads 27 megahertz to 2,500 megahertz, which this kind of radiation is readable with. And so it's got 200 microwatts per meter squared and 2,000 microwatts per meter squared. And I can put a device on here that makes it 200,000 microwatts per meter squared. And I know that's very important for you to understand. It's meters squared, which is 3 foot by 3 foot. So I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to listen to it for a second. This is, I'm behind this wall, and this wall is covered with aluminum screen wire on the other side, so it's really stopping the transmission through our home. This part of it, not all of it. So right now it's reading like 4.9, 11, 12, and you really can't hear the transmission of that antenna. So what we're going to do now is gather up, and we're going to step out into the flow, and it'll be unmistakable what we're going to hear. You can barely hear it right here just now transmitting, but wait until we step out. So let's go out here and see what we find. Okay, we're ready. We're going to step off the porch and get into the flow of this radiation from St. John's. So here we go. It's that's the transmission from the antenna. Hospital is behind these trees to our south, and we're going to go out to the road here, and I'll show you the hospital while we're listening to the transmissions from the antenna. Okay, so here we go. When that meter goes to the left and shows 1, that meter can't read any higher at 200. So I'm going to go up higher to 2,000. But you get an idea. Let's look at St. John's now. You can see there's where their hospital is and how close it is, and see the antennas on top of it. So then we'll turn it back on, and there's a lot of radiation. See, the trees were protecting us, and the house even more so was protecting us because it's just raw electricity, right? Okay, so let's turn it back on. And so we're going to go out a little bit further. So you can see where the meter goes to the left and it's very loud. Well, that's a lot of radiation. Also in the background there's a cell tower. You can hear going boop, 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 which is down this way, and there's another cell tower back this way. But the specific antenna, which we're going to show you as we drive around, there's no question that it's coming from St. John's. So we're just going to go ahead and drive around now and give you the idea of what we're trying to get across. Thank you. Okay, we just turned north out of my driveway, and remember this green antenna is a directional antenna. So we're away from that source of radiation at the hospital. So let's look at our meter now and see how much lower the meter is. 10s, 12. You can still pick up the cell tower. There's a little boop boop thing going on, which that is. But the antenna from the hospital, I'll turn the car around and I'll show you the difference. We're going to go back towards the antenna and we'll take another reading. So let's do that right now. We'll back up. I'll turn around. Okay, we're turning around. We got the meter back on. Remember, it was low going. Now here we're going back into the source. You can hear the difference. It's coming from this direction. There's no question. There's no question it's coming from this direction, because you can see the difference in the reading. You could even hear it, how much stronger it was. So, you know, it's coming from this hospital. All right, so now we're going to go around to a few other places and show you the same thing to document what we're saying. Because for 360 degrees around, this antenna it's transmitting wireless microwave radiation. Okay. All right, so we're going to go down this road here. This is on the way to 106th. And actually, we'll be able to pick it up, I think, almost out to 106th. So we'll go this way down and see what's happening here. Okay, we're looking at the hospital right now, and we're quite a ways down north of the hospital, but you can still hear the meter. If you listen to it, hear it, listen to it as that transmits from the hospital. I know we're a distance away. Distance is your friend with this stuff, but it's still coming this distance, and I think we can go out to 106th and even still read it out there. So you just have to count. There it goes. Okay, so we're going to head out now to 106th, and we'll see if we can pick it up. And then we have a few other places. There it goes again. It's got a distinctive, there it goes again, rhythm. And there's nothing, we have nothing that transmits around us. So now we're going to go out to 106th. And you see all these trees? This makes a big difference with radiation. They actually absorb, the leaves absorb the radiation. Remember, it's raw electricity, and it's a living, organism too. But look at the meter, and listen to it. It's 5.1 because all these trees and bushes have blocked it. Okay, so look, there's 4, and you don't hear the transmission now. See, you don't hear the transmission because the trees have blocked it. And so that's equivalent to why I wear a suit, is because I'm blocking the radiation. But you can see it here on the meter. Look at it, 3, 9, 5. There's a baby. If you could listen carefully enough, you could hear the transmission just a little bitty bit. But nothing like when you're sitting out in the open, because it's the line of sight, speed of light. And so, okay, we're going to go on. We're going to go down to 106th, and then we're going to do a clockwise around the hospital and show you some different places where you can. Okay, we just came east on 106th, and now we just turned right on 127th, which is south, going towards the hospital. And look at the reading here. See, we're away from the hospital. We have all sorts of houses and lots of trees you're going to see. But 4.3, and there's no transmissions here. And not any. I mean, you can't hear anything. See how quiet it is? Three, 4, see how quiet? Okay, now we're going to go on down south, and as we approach that hospital, there's a hill. So we're down lower here, which low is always good with radiation, because you're below it. But we're going to pop out at that hill and watch what's going to happen. There's no question about it. See, we're behind all these trees. And so it just depends on where you live, because if you're close to one of these antennas, then you're getting a lot of radiation from them. And they're penetrating your house. That's the problem we had. And we had to learn all this. But see, now we're getting a little closer, but it's still pretty good. We're still in a lot of trees. So there's a lot of density, a lot of material, water in the leaves that's protecting us. But when we get up here, we'll break out of the trees, and we'll be in view of the hospital, and we'll show you that. And then we'll listen to all the transmissions again as we get there. Okay, we're getting closer. Here, it's starting to pick up. Getting less trees. we're just about there to where there's no trees, and we're going to be out in the open. Here we go. So there's no trees between us and the hospital right now. Okay, so now we're gonna come back, and we're gonna that building that we were just looking at, we're gonna come up on the north side of that building and show you again what takes place, just like what happened just now. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now we are on the east side of the St. John's Owasso Hospital Medical Center, and then we're going to go over to the left, and you'll see the hospital, American flags flying there. And listen to the meter, though. This is what we're trying to show you. This meter, when we pulled in here, we're in 2s and 3s, and you can see it for yourself. It's relatively low. You're listening to a cell tower now, but we're going to go around to the north of the building, and notice there's no transmissions from the antenna on top of the hospital. Okay, so see, it's 14, 13 right now. This is pretty good. And when we get around and get on the other side, on the west side of the medical center, watch what happens. Okay, 1.8, I mean 1.2, you know, 2.7. What a big difference here. In Radiate, 1.6, and that's pretty quiet. We just stepped out right then. We'll go on a little bit. See while we were coming around, how quiet it was, 1.2, and then all of a sudden you step out from behind the office building, and then we're back to it again. See the transmissions. Now we're on the north side of St. John's, going west. The reason the sound just went astronomically higher is right there. On 96th Street, there's a cell tower. So when we got into the vision of that tower, where the meter could, remember it's line of sight, speed of light, when we got into the vision, that's when you heard the meter shoot up. Okay, we were reading the hospital, yes, but now it even got worse because of the cell tower. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out, so you understood what was happening. Okay, so it's going to be really loud now because we're being invaded by the cell tower radiation. Okay, now we'll just kind of stop the meter here because it's kind of confusing to hear both of them, especially the intensity of the cell tower. So now we're going to go to 2 other locations. Actually, there's 3 more, but to show you what we're talking about, we're going to go down here now. And this is a retirement center to my right, or to the west of St. John's. We're going to go down behind it to the west, and it should be pretty quiet because we're sandwiched between Lowe's and Walmart. And then as we get out and get in vision of the hospital, you'll see it bump back up again. Okay, what you're looking at is the cell tower, and what you're listening to is mostly the cell tower. I'm going to turn it back on, and then we're going to go back towards St. John's, and then we'll be on, when we get back between the two buildings, between the Walmart and the retirement center, then we'll be isolating the hospital again. So here we go. This is the cell tower. Okay, so now, see, we've knocked out the cell tower. We're behind the Walmart, and look at the reading on the meter. It was like, what, 20, 21, 25. But now listen, there's no really strong 10 cell tower, and there's no pulsing from the hospital. Otherwise, you'd hear the pulsing from the hospital. Because now we have a retirement community here. This big, and see, we're down low again, but there's the retirement community, and it's 12, 13, 10, which is very good. So now we're going to move on, and as soon as we get into the vision of the hospital, we're going to pick it back up. But they just built this apartment complex now, so we're kind of going to be sandwiched. But okay, as we get closer, it's going to pick up that hospital, so let's see. There's the hospital. And you can hear it just picked up. There it goes. Okay, now we're going to go on past these apartments and do the same thing. Now watch when the apartments block the hospital. There. We're going behind the apartment, this apartment building. 26, 24. Is on our right. See it? There. Keep going. There's the cell tower. And we came out from behind the building. We're going to get down behind this bigger building at the shopping center. But the cell tower is getting us again, so it'll be a minute. Okay, we just lost our cell tower, or it went behind the building. And now the hospital is pretty much protected. And so here we are. Let's see. We have a smart meter to our right behind us. Let's go back over here. Keep going. And it's pulsing, and we can pick it up here. Here clicking. That was 44 just then. That's that smart meter. Remember, they go off 14,000 to 190,000 times a day. Okay, so now we're going to go turn around, and we're going to come back, and we're going to show you, because see, we're isolated. You know, there's other things here like the smart meter. But see how quiet it's gotten now? There's no hospital transmission, is what we're after here. And there's 6, 5s, 4s. There's 5, 6. You know, very much different here. When you get back up in here and you get protected. Okay, we're going to turn back now, and we're going to go west by these apartments here. And then we'll pick, when we break out on to the right, or to the north of the apartments, you're going to hear the hospital again. Okay. Then we just got transmitted 67. There's the smart meters are on the apartments are on this side of the building. We're on the same side. And now, here's the cell tower. That's what the sound picked up. We kind of lost our cell tower, but now we should pick up the hospital because we're coming up on it again. We got to get out from behind these apartments. That's the hospital. Okay, we're gonna, the traffic's starting to pick up here. We're gonna turn around and go back to the west of St. John's to a residential. It's called Bailey. There. Okay, we're in Bailey, Bailey Addition, and we're on east of 100th Street North. We're directly west of the hospital. We're looking at the hospital, and you can hear the antenna transmitting. Listen, you know. So all these neighbors around the place are really getting radiated. See, that's the common, you know, sound from this antenna. And if these people would allow us to come into their homes, I'll guarantee you it's coming into their homes. And the further back we are, you know, distance is your friend, so it won't be as strong. But, you know, none of this radiation man-made is safe. It all causes, it's biologically active and does biological damage physiologically with all this. So, you know, this is just trying to help people understand what's happening here. There it goes again. So we're directly west of St. John's now. So this will give you an idea. Okay, we're back at the house. After we went out, we told you what was happening. We showed you the antennasearch.com. We read the 8 different reasons we were going to do this. We went out and showed the different places. I don't think it's obvious that this is happening. And according to the military documents and the science and all that, this radiation is damaging. And so I think we would like to see this radiation stopped from radiating everybody within 360 degrees of the antenna. So we want to thank you for the opportunity to share this with you. But that's what's happening. And so we just want to bring it to your attention, like it was brought to our attention so rudely back in November 2012. So thank you again, and hopefully we can all accomplish something together here for a healthier environment for all of us. Thank you.